Hey guys, what's up? Russ here. Now, it's been a long time since I've done any comic book related content here on my channel, so I thought it would be fun to do my top 10 favorite Superman covers. Now, I would like to make this a tag video and just make it an open tag and see your top 10. And it doesn't have to be Superman. Just pick your favorite character and show me your 10 favorite comics with that character. Open tag for anybody that wants to join in and do that. But let's get started on this. I'm starting it off with an honorable mention because this isn't a Superman book. It's Avengers JLA crossover book 4, but it's got Superman on the cover, and it's one of my favorite covers of all time, so I've got to throw this in as an honorable mention. Boom. We've got Superman holding Captain America's shield and Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, and that is just a thing of absolute beauty. One of my favorite covers of all time. Had to throw this in as an honorable mention. Alright, next up, again, this is just, well, it's a top 10 favorite covers, so of course I'm going to say all these are favorite covers. But this is Adventures of Superman 424, and it's just a classic Superman cover. And I absolutely love it, dude. Superman standing there with the eagle. I've always wanted to get this book in a 9.8, just because I love that cover so much. But I don't know if I ever will. That is just a thing of beauty. Next up is an Homage cover. It's Action Comics 445, and it is an homage to the Flash 123. And I love that cover, and I absolutely love this cover. Two Supermen coming to get Lois Lane. I'll probably never own a copy of Flash 123, but I love having this homage in my collection. I love homage covers, and I had to put this on my list of top 10 favorites. Next up is Superman 226, and this is just an awesome King Kong cover. Got a giant Superman, which I'm assuming he's on top of the Daily Planet, and he's got Lois Lane there in his hand, and this is just an awesome all-around cover. This is another one I wouldn't mind having in a slab one day, because this one is in pretty rough shape. But this definitely belongs on the list of my top 10 favorite covers, dude. Next up, there's a little bit of a story behind this one. This is Superman issue 201 from the Silver Age. And it's another homage cover. It's an homage to Amazing Spider-Man 50. But I absolutely love this cover. And the story behind it is this plaque right here on the wall. My dad actually bought this for me. Gosh, I want to say probably 2 or 3 years before he passed away. But he went in the store and he came back out with this for me, this Superman plaque. And I spent a long time trying to track down the actual comic after he passed. And I finally found one. So just, I had to put this on the list for sentimental reasons. And again, I love cover homages. And this is just an awesome one, dude. Next up, we've got, this is the oldest comic in my entire collection. My oldest Superman comic and the overall oldest in my collection. And the only reason I have this is because it was an AOK from a friend of mine, Kavi, who now goes by Panels, Pages, and Pixels on YouTube. But this is just, every time I look at this book and every time I pick it up, I just feel like I'm holding a piece of Superman history. I doubt I'll ever get a book older than this in my collection. But it's Action Comics 57 from the Golden Age from 1943. And it's just the third cover appearance of Lois Lane, which is just amazing. And again, like Superman, my all-time favorite character. And just, again, having this book to me just feels like holding a piece of Superman history. I absolutely love it, dude. This will always be on my list of favorite comics in my entire collection. Next up, we've got Action Comics 340, and this is the first appearance of Parasite. Picked this up 2 years ago at Heroes Con. I always wanted this book, and I saw it there. I can't remember what the price was now, but I got it from Bonafide Comics, and he always cuts great deals. I can't quite remember what I paid for it offhand, but within the last 3 to 4 years, I've really gotten into Silver Age comics. Before then, I was mostly just collecting 90s because that's the era I started collecting in. But this was on my list when I started going down that Silver Age rabbit hole. I love the cover and the art on it. And Parasite is such a great villain. So I had to throw this on my list. And both of these next two, I also got at Heroes Con a couple years ago from Bonafide Comics, and I definitely would not have had these books in my collection any other way. I did a trade with them for Avengers 57, and I traded that book for both of these. I'd wanted these in my collection forever, and the price was always just too high, but I worked out that great trade with Bonafide Comics and was able to add Superman 233, this incredible, I totally went blank. Neil Adams cover. My brain just shut off for a second. But I've loved this cover for so long. I've got the wall plaque up on my wall, and this is just a book I never thought I would have in my collection. So of course it's going on my top 10 favorite Superman books. Just such a classic, iconic cover, dude. Kryptonite Nevermore. And the other book is Superman 199, The First Race with the Flash. This was another one I wanted for so long, but again, the price was always so high. And by the way, both those books are in really great condition. But Superman versus the Flash. Flash, another one of my favorite characters. One day I'm going to have to do my top 10 favorite Flash covers because I've got a pretty good Flash collection built up now. But anyway, Superman 199, absolutely a must on my top 10 favorites list. And it's a fun story too. Great book, man. Next up is a book I got, I want to say back in 2019. And that's Superman issue 123, the first prototype appearance of Supergirl. I had always wanted the Action Comics 252, the first Cures of Rail Supergirl. But even in a 1.0, that's like $1,000 book. I'll never have that in my collection. It's just not happening. But I found this one on eBay when I was scrolling and didn't even know it existed. But this is about a year before the first appearance of the Cures of Rail Supergirl. They did a prototype Supergirl. And I actually looked up and read a digital copy of this, and this is just such a fun story as well. So I had to put it on the list, dude. I'll run through a quick summary, but this Supergirl didn't have a name other than just Supergirl. Jimmy Olsen wished her into existence to be like a mate for Superman, and she had all the powers, but she had none of the experience, so she kept making mistakes. At the end of the book, she went back to Jimmy Olsen and asked to be wished out of existence again. So he did that, and poof, this Supergirl disappeared, never to be seen again. But this had to go on the list, the first prototype appearance of Supergirl. And finally, this is just purely sentimental reasons here, but this is Superman 75 in a 9.8 signed by Dan Jurgens. And those that know, I started collecting comics with Reign of Superman, and I didn't know Superman had died when that happened. But I read Action Comics 688, found out, had to go back and buy all the Death of Superman storylines, and between the death and the reign and the return of Superman, that's what got me into comics, and I've been into them ever since. And a couple years back, again, I want to say around 2019, I believe, maybe early 2020, is when I got this book on eBay. I really wanted it in a 9.8 signed by Dan Jurgens, and I found like an incredible deal. I think I got it for, I want to say it was either $120 or $140 back in 2019 or early 2020. Couldn't believe I got it in that grade for that price and signed. And I actually keep it displayed like right here behind my Reign of Superman characters. But this had to be, just trying to get the glare off of it. It's hard with slabs, but this had to be on my list, dude. This book and this storyline just means so much to me. And 2 years ago, I actually got to meet Dan Jurgens at Heroes Con and got that art print signed by him. That was just like one of the highlights of my entire life right there. Actually getting to meet him in person. But that's it for my top 10. Again, I would love to see y'all's top 10, just your favorite character and your 10 favorite books with that character. Anybody that wants to do it, just tag me in the video and let me know. I would love to see it. Alright, that's it for this one. I'll catch you guys next time. Until then, keep it 9,000.
What did you say his power level is? It's over 9,000!